Girl, we live.
Oh my God.
We live. Our peeps are watching.
My eyebrows on and shit, you know what I'm saying? So
let me get some snaps. Let me get some jazz hands. If you are tuning in at home, snap, jazz hands. Even though we can't see you, we can feel you. We are so excited to have this amazing, talented, hilarious author, comedian, relationship coach, Miss Grace Fraga. What's up, girl? How are you?
Thank you for the intro. What a great intro. Hi, guys. Hi,
And as always, my talented and gorgeous Maria De La Ghetto. What's up, girl?
lip gloss, you know, get it popping, get it popping.
All the lip gloss. You got to put that on, girl. You got to put it on.
Yeah, girl, you got it.
I got it too.
Oh, good. Chapstick. Yeah.
I am your main host, Iggy Love Sky. I have been working on my background. As you can see, it is a representation of 2% of my subconscious.
Don't say.
So you can imagine how much crazy is going on in here, like at all times. It's sometimes it's not cute. It's not cute. All the voices, I just can't decide which one to listen to half the time. I'm like, oh my God. So it's time for breakfast and BITCH. What is bizarre, ironic, terrifying, crazy, and hard about life right now? And what is your favorite breakfast? Grace, start us off.
Okay, this is so weird, but my favorite breakfast is Ezekiel bread with agave on top. I am so weird. That's what I eat. Okay. Yeah. And coffee with coconut milk.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
That's good. Yeah. Thank you. That keeps me going until like 2 hours later because I got to eat every 2 hours.
Oh, wow. That's good. You're good.
It's good. Yeah. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
I don't use that excuse. Okay, I support you. I'm still eating my breakfast. I've been craving ramen, and I buy like the Shin ramen, the Korean one. I buy the Ichiban. So right now, I'm eating my Shin black ramen. This is the beef broth. You know what I'm saying? I've been craving this, and this is my first meal of the day because. I'm a crackhead apparently, and I stay up all hours of the night, and I try not to eat too late. So then, you know, like I eat later in the day, obviously. So then when I'm hungry, I'm not hungry till like noon the next day because my eyes don't wake up till like 10 or 11.
You lucky.
Shout out to Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Shout out to Luke Jones. What's up? Please, everybody watching, write in. Tell us where you're calling in from. We are global. We got people in Hong Kong. We got people in Wales, in the UK. We have people in places that Americans have never heard of.
I love it.
That's actually a lot of places.
I love it. You guys are doing it right then.
So we did breakfast. What did I have for breakfast? I was good. I am back on my health kick. I had me some granola, some pears, and some bread. It was delicious. It was so delicious. Now, what do you have to BITCH about, Grace? What's been bizarre, ironic, terrifying, crazy, and hard with life right now?
Dating.
Ooh, you're doing that right now? We're in a pandemic.
Yes, I am. I am. Yeah, but it's very challenging, especially because guys are thirsty, like really thirsty, and they just do. You know what happened to me? You have to like date in your house or whatever, right? COVID test done, everything. The guy comes here and he dropped his pants without my consent. I said, he's like, do you want to see my manscape? I'm like, no. Do you want to see? 3 times I said no. Motherfucker dropped his pants.
Ugh.
Yes, and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, that's like unsolicited dick pics. Like if you're gonna send it, better make sure that it looks good. Because if you're sending me a Vienna sausage, I'm gonna show all my friends and laugh about it.
Oh, are you kidding? I was so stunned. I did not take a picture. I should have taken a picture and extort money from him because he raped me.
That's like 100. You said no 3 times, and this will still drop.
We're gonna change it from rape, retina rape. No, this is a new term. I'm putting it in the chat. This is going to be a new hashtag. How do you spell retina?
Retina.
Retina. Retina. Great. This is a new hashtag. Retina, no more. Okay, retina rape is the new. That's real.
Like no means hell no. That's another hashtag.
There it is. If I say no, that means hell no. Oh my God. I've been watching Outlander. Ooh, the Highlands, boo. Please tell me. Oh my God. I love that Scottish accent. Anyway, continue. A bitch is thirsty, and I cannot deny. I have water next to me because the bitch be dehydrated from all the thirst. Okay.
Yes. We're on the same page.
I can't. This panko bread is killing me. You know what I'm saying? We in a panoramic, and I can't help it. I love this new trend of people coming up with new words. Like it's a big on TikTok where they're like, "Girl, we in a pancetta. we in a express right now. We can't be going outside." Like, damn, you right. We in a panko bread. Like, I think it's hilarious.
That is too funny. I love that.
We are in the opposite of a Panda Express. We are in a Panda Constipation. It's just, oh my Lord, this is funny. I can play with this punch Panda. We're going to think of some new ones.
We're in a Panera Bread right now, and we will not be going outside. Oh my goodness. But, oh my God. Dating. So how long were you talking to him? Did you like talk to him first before he came over?
Oh, of course. Yeah, we've been talking for 3 weeks. He went to see me on the show outdoors. I know.
You put all that time and effort, and he turned out to be trash?
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I'm so mad when they waste my damn time, right?
Oh,
I know.
Sorry. I am
Maria, I know it's early in the show, but I think it's time.
God damn it, Cletus. I thought we were done. We broke up. We're done. What are you doing?
I don't understand what you're talking about right now.
You see that we have security about as good as the Capitol, apparently. You know what I'm saying? Who let him in?
I'm sorry. I'm coming through. Wait, now explain to me. What was the problem, Grace? How did I do you wrong?
I don't want to say anything. I'm a little bit scared right now.
Wait, why are you upset when you're saying I wasted your time?
Yes, you did. You totally wasted my damn time. And you're a lawyer. You should have known better not to drop your pants.
Damn! You chewed his ass. You could have been like, we're going to court, son. Because I'm sure you broke a whole bunch of laws right now.
Oh, I know. We have to take a picture because it's my word against his.
So
right.
If you could go back in time and tell me something to help this situation be better for you and other women who are in this situation of online dating in this
no, there isn't shit that we could tell you because that situation, I'm gonna get real right now, like real.
Thank you.
That situation, that is common sense. That is common decency. That's you asked 3 times and you said no. Why would you continue? Like that was upbringing. Somewhere along the lines, your parents didn't do something right. If they didn't teach you to not drop your pants when a lady says no.
3 times.
Not 3 times. Not 1, 2, but 3, homie.
Yeah. What part of 3 times? I don't think he got the Me Too memo. I don't think he got it.
Wait, honestly. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't get the Me Too. You're still okay. You didn't get the Me Too memo.
You don't even need the Me Too memo. I feel like no means no. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't even like a misunderstanding or nothing.
No, it's very clear. Yeah. One thing is very clear. Yeah.
Pushy and rapey. Like let's call it what it is. He was
Cletus, I'm understanding. So when a woman says no means no. And don't waste her time. Just tell her straight up what I want from the beginning.
Women or men. No means no. You know what I'm saying? Like I also, even though I'm the first one to be like,
Hear that, Chris? No means no, but I don't want no.
Is
Exactly.
that
He heard
talking to you?
He heard it. He heard it. He heard no.
I don't understand what's not to understand. No means no. Can be any more clearer.
Speaking of no, being a woman in comedy, how many times have you heard the word no, and how have you pivoted and handled that situation?
Well, many, many times, including one booker telling me that he didn't book women because they're not as funny, one, and two, they don't draw as many people. Yeah, you heard me. I have it in writing. I
got a bunch of pens. You can draw as many people as you want.
First of all, we don't even need to be comedians to draw people in. We got titties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's number one.
Thank you. Right.
Number two, I don't know who started this bullshit ass rumor of we're not as funny, because I don't know how many goddamn times I've been to a comedy room, a show, and ain't nothing but a bunch of dumb white guys, cisgendered straight white guys who ain't talking about shit. Like, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Y'all have had healthy, loving relationships in childhoods, and it shows, because trauma equals comedy, and that's just fact. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
Struggle, something. You ain't never had none of that. How are you funny? Like, you're not. You're
exactly.
not.
Exactly. They think they're clever, but they're not.
Yeah.
I know. Clever is not funny. It's just clever.
Yes. You know what it takes a little bit more than just some cleverness.
Yeah. Oh, hello. We have to work harder than any other guy. I mean, like, so much harder to prove ourselves that we're funny.
So, do you mind? I know your comedy journey because I know you, Grace, personally. It's been like 6 years. I think we've been working together, we performed together, trained together. I mean, I know. So, could share with our viewers, and we have a lot of young, budding female comedians that tune in, and just other comedians with unique, diverse voices that are trying to get heard. Can you share a little bit about your comedic journey and where you are now and that process?
Sure. Well, in the beginning, when I first started, like 20-something years ago, you know, they didn't even, I was Hispanic, right? They didn't even know I lived
in anymore.
Yeah, I am. Now I'm Latinx because they keep changing our name. And actually, I didn't know I was Hispanic until I came to America. I really had no idea. True story. I did not know. Yeah. So my experience was people didn't understand who I was. So I felt like comedy was a way to educate people while being funny and tell them, you know, what people in my situation, Latinx, thank you. Yes. What people in my situation feel like and what our experience is like. And I think comedy is a great way for everybody to educate and to express their reality and their truth. And my advice to young comics would be, do not write what you think people are going to understand and laugh. Just write your truth. That's number one, because you will find the funny. And it takes a while to develop your persona or your comedic character, whatever you want to call it. So be patient, write from your truth, no joke structure. Make sure that, number one, write your truth. Thank you. Yes, Misfit toys. I love how you like bullet point my shit.
Yeah. Her TED Talk.
Yeah. So my comedy journey has been to where, you know, I was concerned that people were not understanding who I was ethnically and as a human, in my experience, to like, I don't give a fuck. You're going to listen to what I have to say. If you don't relate, the door is out there. Like the guy who dropped his pants, the door is out there.
Ugh. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And like also this man, I'm assuming, but you know, correct me if I'm wrong. He's older, right?
Yes, much old. Yeah, 65.
So like, it's almost like, okay, was this okay when you were younger?
That's what I think it was. It's a different generation. And I think he told me like when he was a young lawyer, like women would come and go and you know, like had lots of women. And I think women allowed the shit to go on. A lot of women, because, you know.
Because they really had no choice in a sense, you know? It's like,
exactly.
Shit, or you won't get ahead. And it's
right.
Just awesome. Finding which
absolutely right. Finding your voice takes time. So basing it in your lived experience. especially now.
Absolutely, Ray. Yes, absolutely. Just
yeah,
your reality.
I'm struggling with that.
Yeah, I mean that's what when I actually optioned a show about 2 months ago, and it's about my experience. It's a very personal. It's a dark comedy. It's a very personal experience. It's about my experience with narcissistic abuse, right?
Ooh.
Growing up with that, and then how I picked the wrong people all the time.
Pause.
Yes.
Time out. What does that mean?
Oh, narcissistic abuse. Okay, so there's a narcissistic personality disorder, right? And the people that have that, they abuse you emotionally and psychologically. They gaslight you. Everything is your fault. You're wrong. They're right. I mean, it's like they cannot put themselves in your shoes, and it's torturous. But that was a
oh my
dark.
God, you're describing my last relationship, and I didn't even know
that. A lot of people don't know. That's the sad part.
Thank you.
They don't know the signs, because the narcissist is amazing. He is a master manipulator.
Totally.
Like, he or she, because it's very common. It doesn't matter. It does not pick gender. I tell you what. So there's no such thing as accountability with a narcissist. None whatsoever.
Oh no, they're horrible. But going to that place was a dark place. And how, President Trump, he's a malignant narcissist. Yes, Ray, exactly. He's not the POTUS, he's the GOTUS, the gaslighter of the United States. That's how I call him.
That is perfect.
Yep. So, so my experience with that was a very dark place and a very dark reality that it's hard to make light of. So it would turn out to be a dark comedy, and I optioned it, and because it hit, like, people that read it, like the producers that read it, we had like a little bidding war, because they connected to it. Because, like you said, Maria, a lot of people have experience with that, and they don't have a name for it. They don't know what it is, and so they're like, "Oh my God, I totally get it." You know, So that's the point being, write your truth. That's it. That's the only freaking way.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And from a business side of things, so that's from a content generating, artistic side, writing your truth. Is there any advice that you can give younger comedians that are starting out, specifically, female, diverse, that might not be that mainstream, about any on the business side, getting gigs, getting stage time? Now I'm speaking my truth. Now what? Where do I go? What do I do?
Totally. What I find in this business, the most important thing is be kind to everyone, be nice to everyone, because you don't know where that person who you think is lower than you is going to be in 10 years. They might be in a position to help you. Now, don't do it because of that, but because you're a kind person.
You're a good person. You should be that way to everyone.
Thank you. That's right. So if you're that way, people will appreciate you and they will gravitate towards you. If you're an cocky asshole, nobody's gonna be drawn to you. They're gonna be like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" So if you are a cocky asshole, go do some therapy if you want to be a comedian, and kind of shift that shit, because it's not gonna work.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, girl, where have you been all my life, Grace? Oh my God.
I love you.
I feel like, you know what I just realized? I was like, don't I know a Grace Fraga? And then I think it's another girl with the same name, because I was like, I know Grace Fraga. I know her. I have to know her. And I think I just realized who it was. But are you in the LA area? I'm in LA, yes. Highland Park, anywhere near that?
Yeah, I'm kind of close to it, yes.
I'm like, maybe we met.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you ever go to Johnny's Bar on York and 50?
No, but I could have maybe, because I've gone to so many bars and performed so many places that I go to a lot of
the same circles, like had mutual friends or something.
Oh my God. Grace and I, we did a show. I think we did a show in Long Beach together.
Oh my God, yes.
Like we would go down to the LBC. Like we've been we go Inland Empire thing. And I'm like, oh great, what's that? It's just been cool. Like from Ventura to Long Beach to no shame. Out to Rancho, come on, you name it. Like we're going. Like you got to go where the gigs are. You go where the stages are.
Absolutely. That's another thing. Don't be like, for younger comics, don't be all like, oh, I'm beyond that. No, you're not. If you know, you can go
Oh, that's an important one.
don't be right, because you can go to a shit bar. Like, I love going to shit bars because they challenge me. You know, I have to, you can't do your material. You have to like,
because they're
get
not paying attention a lot of the time. Like
Yeah.
people are like trying to get drunk and get laid, and I'm you know, I support that.
Yeah.
But like, watch me for 5 minutes, goddamn it. And so you know you gotta hold the attention. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My favorite stage, one of my favorite stages in LA, we used to do a comedy show at the Canoga Park bowling alley.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And the bar was in the round, and you had to perform in the round.
Yeah.
And people be walking by, and as the comedian, I had to like wrangle people into the thing. Stop bowling, come lit the thing. And it forced me to be comfortable on stage and play.
Yeah.
And how do you play on stage, you know, and have fun? You know, you might come with a plan, but the audience might be like, well, I ain't into unicorns and puppets and crystals. I'm like, oh, well, I got to talk about Buddha instead. Like, it's you got to pivot, and you got to have, you know, and it's
gotta be well-rounded.
Yeah, sometimes I find anal sex will get their attention.
Anyone's attention, like
yes, that's a winner.
What's wrong with you if it doesn't catch your attention, even if you're not into it? You know what I'm saying?
What? Yeah,
like
100%.
Like, did you know, okay, real quick, it's a whole new world. Like, if you do anal, I kid you not, like it's like a private club that nobody talks about till you're in that club already, and you're like, whoa. You know what I mean? And then you notice things. So the few times, 3 times, it was 3, and that was it. I was like, I'm done. But the 3 times I started, of course, I mean, Mistress, I would expect nothing less. I respect people who love it.
Shell, what's up, Shell? Oh my God, we're happy to have you.
Hi, Shell.
But like, I started noticing things. Like, I was watching this one video of this girl who does it. Like, she was like, you know, one of those influencers or whatever. And she was talking about like, oh yeah, she's like, I couldn't eat for so and so many hours before he came over. And so now I'm eating pizza because he finally left. And I was like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So when I started, so when I came out as gay, and I was too scared of that, of anal. I was too. That was not something.
It is,
and it hurt. Like,
oh my God, yes, of course it hurts.
And I asked my friends, and I was like, what do I do? And they're like, do some Bikram yoga. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, downward facing dog, upward facing sphincter did not help me.
Yeah, I mean, any other gig, I would have been like, get some poppers. I don't understand.
They're like, you gotta stretch before, get some poppers, and then on the diet. They're like, if you know you're gonna have a sexy weekend, don't be going to no Chipotle.
I have friends that would call Taco Bell shitty kitty because they knew if they was gonna eat Taco Bell, they was gonna have a shitty kitty.
And then the other one that was actually surprisingly, that's this, you put it in the water and you mix it up and it turns into like an orange drink.
Metamucil
is key. The day before,
oh God,
you drink yourself a nice heaping thing of Metamucil. What? You ready? So the night before, you have the Metamucil, and he's like, if I know I want to have Sunday fun day, on Saturday, I'm having mimosas with Metamucil.
Woo, woo, woo.
And this is, and then I was like, these are the lessons that I learned when I moved to West Hollywood, which is like the epicenter of gay in Los Angeles. Because I came there and I was like, I didn't know. I was young. I had never tried any of these things. I was like, I tried it. And I was like, no, get off of me. I was like, this is not cute. And I'm like, what is going on? Is that your elbow back there? Like,
honestly, though.
Yeah. Elbow's a big winner.
It's wild.
Yes, Mr. Yeah.
Totally. And to all my Spanish friends watching, lube is not spit.
Oh, what?
When I lived in Spain,
what do you use?
No, when I lived in Spain, because of the economic crisis and everyone was so broke, they couldn't afford it, and so they were just like, and I was like,
oh no,
heck no. And I just remember that was the standard, and I'm like, oh my Lord, and they're like, pero hay un crisis, and I'm like, crisis, cómprate un poco de lubricación, cabrón.
I give you some Valvoline oil or something.
Oh, right? No, it can work. Anything can work.
I'm so glad we have Grace on the show because I'm blushing, but it's important to talk about these things for people to know. If you really want to try this and explore your sexuality in this, there's YouTube and Google or whatever, but sometimes it's just some good advice.
Yes.
Just to know and I wish that, I'm very grateful to the friends that I made that told me these things. What are some other pieces of advice when it comes to intimacy with your partner because that's your wheelhouse, Grace? So give us your top 3.
Ooh, top 3 to have intimacy with your
partner. To build intimacy, to try something new.
I don't know how to build intimacy. I don't have. I can't get no relationship advice if I ain't got no relationship. I have serious titanium steel emotional walls. Ain't nobody penetrating nothing except where it's supposed to be penetrated.
Yeah, no, I get it, girl. It's a barrier. It's like arrows don't bite. They're like bang, bang, bang. Everything bounces. Yeah,
exactly.
When you've been hurt, that's what we all do. We just protect ourselves from that. So that's actually one hindrance to intimacy. If you have been hurt and you can't open up, then you can't have intimacy. And yes, sometimes you can open up and then the person, is not that into you or whatever, and then it hurts. But
so let me ask you this. This is something that I have been trying to figure out. How it's not even now that I don't want to be, I guess, vulnerable or open myself up. I don't know how to. I don't know how to date. I don't know how to be open like that. My natural way of being when it comes to friendships, I'm good. I'm pretty, it's easier. So how do I translate that into dating? How do I become more open to the prospect of dating someone and even preparing, maybe, we go on a few dates or we get to know each other and we're not feeling each other. How do I approach that?
Well, the first thing I say is when you're dating, have options. I call myself, I'm a baddie with options. Okay. I'm not going to talk to just one guy and maybe, no, screw that. You talk to a lot of people and you kind of pick. It's kind of like you pick the ones, let's say I'm talking to 5 guys. I pick the top 2. And out of the top, emotional lube,
yes. But I need all of it.
Out of the top 2, I see who I want to give my time to. Because remember, you're giving time and energy to these people. Yeah. So if you think that you're not feeling the vibe 100%, fuck it. Bye, bitch. That's what I do. It's you're a nice person, but not feeling it. And maybe you'll become friends with that person or whatever.
Right.
But,
hold on. So what you're saying, I just want to give it back. So you're saying when you say options, you mean what? Go on a lot of first dates? Or what does that mean, options?
Well, for example, on a dating app, when I'm on a dating app, let's say there's 20 guys contacting me. Out of those 20, I say, well, 5 of them are cool, I'm attracted to, or possibly, could work out. And then out of those 5, I give them my number. We text. From the text message, I can kind of tell if we're vibing or not. And if we are, then you go to a phone call, right? And you feel the person because you want to hear that voice and you want to feel that energy. And when you talk on the phone, you feel it. But until you meet in person, you can't tell if you have chemistry.
Right. So you start off you start with the apps because that's where everyone's meeting. And then it wears down to people you think that to a call. Yeah. And are there any key questions that women should be asking or men? What are some questions that I should ask? They're good questions that will help me decide whether or not to go on this date and meet them in person.
The main question that I now ask is what are you looking for? Because I get approached, because I'm a public figure, I get approached a lot. And I have guys that want to just bang you and they pretend that they want to, have a relationship. So I get down. I had a guy actually that I dated, and then he was like, oh, he was thirsty during quarantine. I was like, dude, what do you want? Do you want a long-term relationship? Do you want friends with benefit, or do you just want to bang? What do you want? And he's like, I don't know. Well, then if you don't know what you want, then I can't, because I know what I want.
Right.
So if you don't know, it's like, I love you and we're like great friends, but I can't take it further if you don't know what the hell you want. So I think matching objectives, like what is your goal? What are you looking for? Why are you on this app? To get booty, to get a long-term relationship, or to have friends with benefits?
I love that. Knowing what you want and not being afraid to ask the other person what they want.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
You have nothing to do. It's like a job interview. You qualify them immediately. Like, okay, they're not looking for the same thing. And if they lie, you test them too, because they might say, oh yeah, I want the same thing you want. It might be bullshit, right? So you keep talking. Yeah. Guys do that a lot. And girls,
I've been caught because it's like I like the person's, like I think that like I want to be with them so badly that I start to change myself to fit them. And what I found is it works great in the beginning, but in the long term, I end up paying for it.
Yeah.
Painfully.
Yeah, because they're disappointed because you presented yourself in a certain way, with good reason, like it wasn't like to trick them. It's like, oh, I want to make sure this person likes me. But if they don't like it for you, and as a female comic, Maria, I know this is tough. It's tough to find people because we are too much. We are not the regular female.
All my life.
Right. Same here. It's like, my ex-roommate, who's my best friend, he said, no man will ever be able to handle you. I'm like, why are you talking to me? What are you saying? He's like, because you're too smart and you're too much fun. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that? So we are a whole different category where
we're a whole different breed, man.
A whole different breed. Yes. It takes a special man. But once you find that person or woman, it's delicious.
Right. I mean, it's going to be a while, cuz.
Girl.
Think about this. This is actually the perfect time because you can actually, instead of a phone call, do a Zoom chat, and there's no excuse why not to. So now is the perfect time to get out there and have yourself a Zoom date. And by the way, men, if you're listening, if you're going on a Zoom date, Postmate your girl some food.
Ooh, great idea. Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Your girl some food.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh my God,
and send your girl some food.
See, this is why they always say that all the good ones are gay, because they is.
It's true. I know.
Like,
this is a joke from
the gay husband over here knows and can do.
I mean, come on. It's like, come on, be a gentleman. Like,
I know.
I love women. I was raised by women. I have a sister. I love being the female energy. And one thing men do not understand, and I didn't understand this either until I lived with my sister.
Yeah.
How much money and time goes into being a woman. And I never got it until I saw how much money she was spending on feminine products, makeup, the shoes. Like, by the time a woman even gets to before she even leaves her house, she's dropped thousands of dollars.
Thank you.
You don't even want to pay for dinner?
Exactly.
With your 3-in-1 body wash? That does not work.
And on top of it, she's making 70 cents on the dollar, has double the expenses. The least you can do is pick up the tab and Postmates her some food.
Thank you. Can we just get a
love? Yes. Excellent reasoning. Perfect logic. Oh, thank you, Ray. It's true. Far too many women.
Patriarchal society.
Women. It's pathetic, but it's a side effect of our patriarchal society. Thank you, Ray. Well said.
The patriarchy is what we need to do.
Yep.
Number one.
My
Yes.
kid has got I love her.
And even like over Zoom, we're still gonna put on the makeup, do our hair. We're still gonna look cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even wear a lot of makeup, but I drop hella money that I don't have on skincare.
Totally.
This is not, you know what I'm saying? So,
And let's not forget the waxing. I am Italian. I have Italian heritage. You know how much waxing? Oh, you have no idea.
I know. I'm half Asian, and I thank God, because that would be another expense. I don't have to worry about hair.
Dollars, if not thousands a year. I'm not joking.
Absolutely. Per year? Are you kidding me? No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you, Iger, because you just like dished it out.
I need to keep it real. Like I just, and I feel like part of Misfit Toys and just part of this podcast live stream is education. Just letting people, and I love that. Like you women, you didn't even think of that idea.
I did not. That's genius.
And I just want to put that out there. And I'm like, get creative in this time.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot change what's happening in the world. What's happening. So we've got to pivot and make the best of it. So get on a Zoom date. Send a beautiful girl, some Postmates. Chat her up. Get to know. There are ways to make the best of this situation. And get some good lighting. Yes. How have you pivoted in this crisis? How has this affected you? I call it thorns and roses. Obviously, the thorns, we can't go out. There's so many thorns. But what were the roses? What has been your pivot, and what is the blessing in this pandemic for you?
Well, I want to say I tried edibles, but we're going to leave that for later. I'm going to have a whole experience about that.
Edibles,
Girl. Apparently, I didn't know how much I could take, and
Are we still talking about needle, or are we talking about the pandemic?
No, during the pandemic, I tried edibles because I can't smoke. I love smoking weed, but I can't because my lungs are like, bitch, we don't like it. So I tried edibles for the first time, and I was tripping because I ate too much.
Yeah.
I was like, this nothing. I was on the couch, I was like eating. Then I stood up. I'm like, oh my God, my apartment is tilted. And I was walking sideways.
Yep. Oh my God, that happened to me. The exact same thing.
Totally tripping. Oh my God, tripping. Then I was looking at a roll of toilet paper for like 7 hours. I was like,
dang.
I was tripping. Not cute.
Oh man, at least we were home. I was at a club, in a basement club, and I had to tell my comadre, I was like, comadre, can you help me to the door? She's like, what? And I was like, I was standing in the middle of the dance floor, staring at the door across the room to go upstairs, and I was like, all we have to do is get to that door. I could not move. I could not get there. So she had to hold my hand and take me all the way outside. We had to call a friend to pick us up because we were both lit the fuck up and could not drive. I was high for 2 days. Actually,
I know.
It's true. People don't understand. For those of you who want to try edibles, okay? My mom, she opened up one of the first pot shops in Denver, okay?
Oh, how cool, man.
She told me, she's like, I'm going to be drugs dealer. Don't worry, it's legal this time.
And
so like I grew up with this, and first of all, it takes an hour to kick in. The peak doesn't come until about hour 2, and it lasts 6 to 8. When depending on how much in 15 to 30 and lasts 1 to 2.
Right.
It interacts with a different part of your system, and if you're not used to it, it can stay in your system. I remember one time I got so high, I was at the water park.
Oh my God.
I was at the water park. And I remember I was in the wave pool, and I grabbed onto the side, and the waves were bashing the thing. And in my mind, I was like, I'm a barnacle. This is why they're at the bottom of the food chain. This is a bitch of an existence.
Oh my God.
And I, in my mind, was a barnacle on a boat, and I was having my barnacle trip, and I just stayed there and got bashed against the thing. The next day, I woke up, I was still high. I was like, this isn't, oh my God. I woke up in my bed, I'm like, I'm still a barnacle. Like, this isn't going away. This is not
Oh my
away. Oh my God.
Oh, that is hysterical.
I want to talk about one thing that's really important, close to my heart. My mama, who at 19 years old brought me to America at 19 years old.
Oh,
You know, and just to all the moms out there, thank you for the strength that you have in holding your families and the communities together. You know, you are stronger than anything I've ever, like, the strength that mothers have just blows me away.
yeah, definitely.
What has your mother personally taught you or instilled in you, Grace?
Oh, my mom. Well, when I was 20, I was not sure what I wanted to do. I was in college and I was a competitive swimmer. So it was like, should I do both at the same time or like pick one? So I talked to my mom and I said, Mom, I don't know what to do. I don't know. What should I do? She said, Graciela, listen, I think you would make a great hooker. I'm like, Mom, this is serious. And I know, Graciela, listen. You have a lot of energy and men like you. I don't know why, but they like you. So yes, you would be a great hooker. And that stuck with me for a long time. Every time I'm struggling, I'm like,
She said, play your strengths. That's really what she said. Play your strengths, girl.
That's right. Yep.
Oh
That was my mommy.
Wait, so where are you from, Grace?
Argentina. I was born and raised in Buenos Aires.
Wow. The white people of Latin America.
Well, look at this.
I just learned a few years ago that there's a huge Jewish community in Argentina. I didn't know. It was very interesting.
It's Jewish. There's some Germans, and it's not the Nazis like they think. Oh, it's the Nazis. Yes, some Nazis, I'm sure, hit in Brazil and Argentina, but they were way, before then. There's a British community, and a lot of us are Italian. Like I'm 3/4 Italian and 1/4 Spanish. Yeah, like Black Irish, they call us because we're from Spain. Yeah, that's why I have the green eyes and the, yeah.
That's so cool. That's very interesting. So
is it been a challenge that what you look like here is not necessarily what you are in here? Has that been a challenge for you?
Oh my God. I can't even begin to tell you. First of all, I don't look Latina enough. Then I don't sound white enough for casting. I'm always like, that's why I encourage anyone out there who is quote unquote different. Embrace your difference, embrace your weirdness, and that's what's going to make you successful. And just, and people try, and I think in America, people try to figure out what are you ethnically. When in Argentina, what we do, are you Argentinian or not? That's basically our category. It's like, you're not, you're a gringo. Okay, cool. But in this country, that's why, I have a show actually that I might be optioning too called I Didn't Know It Was Hispanic Until I Came to America, because it's true.
Yeah.
I never saw like, oh, this person is darker or lighter or whatever. Right. That was never an issue for me. I was teased that I was very light in my family because tanned people look better, I think.
I mean, what usually.
Yeah, you guys look better, I mean,
white people are always trying to tan their skin, so obviously something we do right. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. I was cursing like, why did I have to glow in the dark? I want some color. And then I tan and I get freckles because my skin is like,
you don't have
Irish, or am I Italian, or am I what?
So I have a question. I've been running into this more so, I've run into this before, and I recently had a run-in. And in case this person sees this show, I don't think he will. I just want to say no shade. I'm not trying to talk bad because I got some feedback recently, and it really was enlightening. I appreciated his feedback. So I don't want him to think that I'm like talking shit, but it made me think. So that's why I'm like, I'm just letting him know if he sees this. I am not trying to start any beef. I really it made me analyze this. So my name, Maria Delgado, has come up previously with whether it's bookers or showrunner, whatever, people are like, first thing is that your real name? Is that your real last name? And it's not. But then it's like, okay, when I tell them it's not, then they're like, okay, so you need to change your name. I've had multiple times people tell me now that I should change my name. I need to change my name. And at first I was resistant because I'm like, no, that's like, it's kind of representative of who I am, this and that. And it is, it's a part of my identity because I grew up in the hood, you know? And then recently I got that feedback about, well, when I speak to you, you don't sound like you're from the hood. You don't look like you're from the hood. And granted, like I have different styles every day. Like today, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm a little bit more hood with my hoops or whatever, but I'm also mixed. I'm half Mexican and half Filipina. So,
I love it.
Thank you. So that's why like, when you're talking about the mixed identity, the mixed ethnicities, you know, like I know that you definitely need to have character development when you're on stage. Like the more defined your character is, the better. That's you're going to go further. But that he said, oh, you sound like you sound like you're educated versus being from the hood. I was like, okay, I got it. And I took notes and I was like, you know, whatever. And then I was like, then as the gears started turning later, I was like, wait a minute, but I am from the hood and I am somewhat educated. Like I'm one of those kids that grew up in the hood, but like to read and went out to like, you know, I was a nerd. And there's so much more to being from the hood than just being like a chola or a, you know, whatever. And so I was like, so now at first I was like, damn, do I really need to change my name? Because the main thing is people don't want to take me seriously. But then I've had people already in the past be like, at first I didn't take you seriously because your name, but they saw that I was professional, that I'm on my shit, that I'm a real comedian, that this is my job and I take it seriously. So now I was like, no, I want De La Ghetto because granted, maybe I'm not like a gangbanger, or maybe I'm not like the hood doesn't define me like now, especially like I've been through so much like different things. I feel like it's still part of that representation that a little girl is going to see me from the hood. You know, she's living in an area that, you know, is low income. She doesn't have all the opportunities, but if she sees me on screen, if she sees me at a show, she's gonna be like, well, that bitch did it. You know what I'm saying? So So that's why I'm like, what is your take on it? On like my name, the identity, like, you know, what do you think? I want to hear someone who can relate because they know, you know what I'm saying? Like I appreciated the constructive criticism from that person. So I just want to make that clear, but I do want to hear it from someone who has that experience of different, like, you know, multiple cultural identities.
Yeah. Well, first of all, forget about what people tell you. The main thing as an artist is you do what you feel is right for you and what you feel is going to make you a better artist. If you go up on the stage and they introduce you as Maria de la Ghetto and that makes you feel like, okay, cool, this is me, I'm going up, versus Maria and your real last name or whatever other last name that you're like,
it has no flair, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like is like me because it's so flamboyant, you know?
No, it fits you. It fits you. You know?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's
a little bit of that support.
You're so welcome. And I love
the great stars of all Hollywood.
What?
Rock Hudson, Tom Cruise. None of those are their real names.
Exactly.
Every great star, you know, not every, but a lot.
Have names.
Pink, that's not her real name.
Right. Amber Rose, that's not her last name.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess because me and my sister were talking about it, she's like, well, all the big comedians use their real names. And I'm like, yeah. And which I love. And a lot of my big comedians, like they do use, like my inspirations, they use their real names. But I'm not going to be just a comedian. Like my goal is to one day be the next Elizabeth Taylor. Like I'm gonna be that ethnic Elizabeth Taylor, not because of her great beauty, but because of the talent that I have. Like I want to be a serious actor one day, and and I'm lucky enough that I have comedy to use that as a stepping stone. Like that's my doorway. You know what I'm saying? Marion Morrison. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Exactly.
I don't feel so bad now.
So, and you bring a valid point as far as, like do whatever you feel is right for you. Somebody told me when I first started in this business, he said, look, Grace, a lot of people are going to come up to you and say, you're great, you're hilarious. Let it go. Just say thank you and let it go. Don't take it in. Right. Same thing. People are going to come say, Grace, you suck. Your last name is horrible. You don't represent. Just say thank you for your feedback.
Right.
Let it go. So both the good and bad, if you will learn how to let it go, then we are able to be more objective and more into, you have to be into some kind of shell. So I think, I don't know if this is going to help you or anybody out there who's struggling with this, is in order for us not to be so sensitive or feel what they say to us so deeply, what I do is I give my energy out, my good energy, like my laughter and my jokes and my everything, but I do select who comes into my energy field. So if somebody even comes and says, oh, you're great, I love you, I don't let them in, because I'm like, that's a fan, and all that shit can alter my ego, my perception of myself, which I don't want that to happen. So to keep yourself pure, just let your energy go, but be careful.
Don't bring in any of that. Yeah. That's amazing.
I call it love from a distance.
Correct. Yes.
Love from a distance. It's just, I love you, It's like I love you, my neighbors. Think about it as like Rapunzel. You can love from the balcony but you don't got to throw down your hair to everybody.
I got hair, bitch. I can't be having everybody tugging on it.
No. You throw down your hair for the select few, but you can wave from the balcony, but you only throw down your hair and you love from a distance.
That's really good advice.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful way to put it.
Before we go, two things. I want to know, what does success mean to you?
Success to me is the journey. And the journey is following my passion and having fun on the path.
Wait.
So whatever it leads me to.
So success isn't the goal.
No.
Success
right now. Right now.
Success is enjoying.
I love that. That is so good. God, you should be my what do you call it? My coach, life coach.
Anytime, girl, if you need anything, I'm there for you.
I love it. I mean it. You have wonderful gold, what is it? Nuggets of wisdom.
I'm a white lady. Well,
I love it.
A long time. I'm not going to say how long.
Success is joy on the journey.
Yes.
Success is joy on the journey.
True.
I love it. Do you have anything exciting coming up? Are you new projects, books?
Yes.
I know you're a busy woman. You are a busy woman. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with you now in the near future.
Yes. Well, with COVID, obviously with the pandemic, all we can do is podcasts. So I have 3 podcasts. And a live show, my Love at First Laugh, which Maria, if you and Iggy, if you guys want to be part of it, I'd love to book you. I do Flappers Comedy Club virtual. And yes, we do that. I have, the brand is called Love at First Laugh, Love Gone Funny, right? And I have a podcast, and I also have the live show. Now it's a virtual. Then I have another podcast, which is on my OnlyFans. And no, I don't. I'm not a stripper or no shade or anything.
Right.
Whoever does sex work, I respect and add respect. But it's called Lay Down Comedy, and I do it in lingerie, and my guests do it in lingerie, males and females.
Ooh.
Yes, and it's about body positivity. It's about freeing yourself from what people think about your body, and just right the way it is right now, right here. Because I look back when I was in my 20s, and I was like this, and I thought I was fat and ugly
every time.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, if I did that in my 20s, then if I think the same thing now, then it's stupid, because I am probably having a perception of how others perceive me, or certain people perceive me. So fuck it. This is my body right here, right now. I am happy and proud of it. and I will photograph it in lingerie.
So you have guests on that show, the lay down. What is it called?
It's called Lay Down Comedy, and it's on my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Grace Fraga Comedy. I had one
on your link tree.
The what?
Is everything on your link tree?
Everything is on my link tree. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
So here you go. Here's the link. You need to click it. You need to start tuning in because this woman has some brilliant information that will change your life. It's time to educate, especially now with all this extra time. There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
I think I need to get on that OnlyFans. I make a joke all the time about the Rona, and I was like, my OnlyFans is blowing up because all those skinny girls are fat now. But I'm like, and I'm like, but all the fat girls are sick now. We're sick with 2 C's.
We are in right now. We are so in. It's time.
I wanted to start an OnlyFans where I just eat cake, but then maybe now I'll be cake and lingerie. There's my OnlyFans.
I got a new one. It's gonna be romance and ramen. But this morning you were in the ramen zone.
Oh, you're right. But it's not. I feel like cake, like the decadence of it goes hand in hand with like the sexiness of the lingerie. I could wear a lingerie matching the cake that I'm eating.
Okay.
It's fun too. It's really, really
fun.
Comedy
while I'm in it. Oh my God. All right. So next week I'll have my link up and
thank you. Maria, do you have
I have lots of shows. I'm very tired. Just thank you. Which I am grateful for. Okay. I am so grateful. So tonight I have 2 shows. One is with Las Locas Comedy. So if you go to their page, they'll have it. It's going to be on Twitch. And it's a live show. It's a quick show. That's going to be at 5:00. So Pacific Standard Time. I believe 8 o'clock their time. 6 o'clock. Hold on. I have it in my link tree. I don't know why I don't look at mine. That's the first one, Las Locas. It's on my link tree, on my Instagram. And then that one's at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then at 7 is the National Virtual Comedy League. And that is at, I believe, 6 p.m. So they're an hour apart, basically. So 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Everything's on my link tree. If you go to Instagram, you can find the link there. It's everything across all platforms is Maria Delgado, spelled exactly the way it sounds. And those are that's going on. I have a lot. So please, I don't want to take up all the time. But and I have one on Sunday and then on Monday. So everything is on my link tree. Please check it out. I would appreciate the support for tonight on the National Comedy League because it's like a contest. So it's like I'm competing to go to the next round. So there's going to be audience voting and as well as judges. So if I could, I appreciate all the support I can get for that show tonight. So
that's great. I'm doing the same competition, I think tomorrow. So
tomorrow, okay.
So I'm looking forward to when Maria and we're gonna get to the finals. We're gonna be head to head. We're gonna be like, all right, it's time to flex.
Okay.
The comedy out. We're gonna be like, all right, let's do this. And then on Saturday I'm doing that fan. Sunday I'm doing the panel. The week after is my birthday week. I got a ton of shows coming up too. So just same thing. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, YouTube at Iggy Love Sky. This has been truly an amazing show. I've laughed. I have learned a lot. And I feel good. I have goosebumps. I just feel better about life.
I love it.
Positivity.
Good.
Great. Amazing. I love you, Maria.
I love you too, boo. I'm so happy I got to meet you, Grace. If we haven't already met, probably hung out. Really don't remember. I'm sure. So
Energy.
We're sober and we remember.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody who's tuned in, all our fans, Ray, everybody
Thank
who's out in the
you.
UK. We love you guys so much. Bye, Mistress K. Mwah.
Bye.